I guess we'll to start with what do you take from the rally that they had there in those last couple minutes?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's a tough game for sure. I think on the back-to-back and 9 guys and you get going the wrong way a little bit, but I'm just trying to keep them fighting, Gina. And I did a great job of that of continuing to try to get back in the game, and they almost did it, but you gotta like that they keep fighting all the way through to the final buzzer.
Yeah, you talked about still infusing that positivity on a
Yep.
daily basis. Is that like an example of that, where you guys as the coaching staff, them within themselves, are still providing that, I guess?
Well, I think that again, like you never really know, and I know this is just the way it is you never really know what the energy levels are going to be like on a back-to-back. And I thought some guys weren't quite moving great, and just again like just a half second late on some stuff, and we kind of got some points across at the half. And I thought like Bona, for example, didn't play great first half, but played really good in the second, right? So he kind of got into the game and got going. Obviously Q got going. I thought even Yabu, I mean, he didn't have a ton of offense for him tonight, but I thought he played a lot better in the second half. Ricky obviously had a good second half too. So, you kind of always talk about on the back-to-backs to try to get the game to halftime, and then start trying to figure out how to come out of there and what the adjustments are and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Coach, just a question about Zachary Rilaché.
Yeah.
Between the first time you see him and now, what is the biggest progress he made for you?
Listen, I think the biggest thing a player like him or any first-year player is what level of confidence do they exude out there. And I think he's got a lot of confidence, right? He took shots when they were there. He drove the ball when he was supposed to. He vaulted up and scored. He rebounded the ball. And he has really good composure. Doesn't really let anything faze him. So I think that's a two great qualities for a young player to have.
I mean, you kind of mentioned just maybe a step slow on some stuff early on. Just what do you feel like were the biggest factors that got you guys in the hole that you did?
Well, we were really having a hard time guarding Daniels' penetration, and then when Man came in, he was really getting to the baseline, to the front of the rim, and scoring some easy buckets. And then they started kind of operating in the middle of the lane, both of them, and we just couldn't keep them out of there. We couldn't anticipate the spin moves to swarm them a little bit. And they were kind of physically bullying us down to the front of the rim time after time. That to me was probably the biggest thing. And we did want to kind of squeeze in a little bit. I thought we started doing that, and then the third they made a bunch of they made like all their open kickouts, which they made the right reads, give them credit, and they stepped into the shots, give them credit. But you're just hoping that some of those are that they're not going to make it seemed like they made about 5 or 6 in a row. They probably didn't, but it felt like it.
When you have so many guys out that are your starters, your leaders, who like on a night like tonight sort of stepped up in that regard, whether it's like in huddles or timeouts, like on the floor, like who'd you notice doing that, more of that today?
Well, I thought Jarrett did a good job. Again, I thought he had a really solid game. I really liked the way he's spraying it around. He does a good job of organizing at both ends. Jeff, as well. Both the point guards, I thought, did a solid job of keeping us organized and vocal in the timeouts and stuff. Yeah.
And then just last one for me is
Yep.
just, are you starting to know or like recognize when Q does get it going? Like, is there something that you're like, okay, he's starting to get hot, or he's starting to find some things here now that you've seen him do this a few times?
Yeah, obviously you could see just a tremendous pop in his game. The step backs, the vault ups. So he did a lot of that. Most of it on his own. We did drop a couple plays for him where he made some threes on there too. But mostly he just find it. I thought he did a good job of organizing. He found some matchups to attack. Sprinkled in just enough drives, I thought, along with the threes. So it's good. When he gets going, he can really heat up. Yep.
Coach, what is your feeling when you see Nicolas Batum is still enjoying the game? Because the other night he
Yeah.
One of his best game of the season.
Yeah, he's Nick was great for us. In fact, I was just talking about him today with one of my coaches. And I also noticed that Ricochet kind of has that Nick Batum quick release from the corner. You know, when he catches it above his head, he just goes right into that quick release motion, which is interesting. But Batum was really good for us, like in so many little ways that you wouldn't maybe appreciate. One of them was he was an incredible inbound passer. Late in games, he always delivered it safely. You know, and that's like, believe it or not, that's like a really special quality to have. But great guy, great pro. Loved having him. You know, I think he's the ultimate pro. He plays the right way, plays to win. Thanks, Coach. Thank you.